Hello everybody. My name is Kwai Hopkins, back for another RHCSA style lab for the RHCSA exam. I just want to start off saying thank you guys for your continued support and just thank you for all the feedback that everybody's been giving me as far as on my videos, my playlist for RHCSA. Um, and also, excuse me, and I apologize in advance for if I sound stuffy or sniffly. Allergies, it's allergy season, so bear with me. Um, so today we are going to go over how to create a swap partition. So to give context, a swap partition is a disk space that Linux can use as extra memory when RAM starts to fill up. So you've probably seen this whether you have Apple devices um or Microsoft or you have so you might have seen swap in there somewhere but it's basically just to get too complicated. So swap is again it's just a virtual memory space. Now swap it's slower than RAM, but it helps like prevent things like memory related crashes, like supports heavy workloads. It improves system stability. Um, and for RHCSA, um, you should know how to identify this created partition, format it as swap, and enable it and make it persistent. So the goal of this lab is we're going to create a partition and we're going to format it swap, enable it, and again, we're going to make it a persistent. So it's going to be kind of in that order. So let's go ahead and start getting into this. So let me log in as my super user. Again, this is not best practices, but it is just for testing purposes. All right. So, all right. So let's clear. Right. So let's get to it. So let's first check our disk. This is this is not any different from the previous labs, as far as the logical volume lab and the partition lab. Again, we want to use the same lsblk command. All right, so if you notice, I have two extra disks. I have the NVMe 0 and 2 and 3. All right, so let's go ahead and if you notice here, we have as part of the side, we have one swap. This is all the system stuff here. So you see, we already have, Rail has a swap here. So we're not going to bother none of that. But same as commands. This is kind of the same way format of creating a partition in LVM. So you'll see there's kind of a pattern here once you see this. So we're going to still be using we're going to be using f this command. And then we're going to specify the path disk we want. And we're going to do NVMe 0. Let's do 0 and 3. Let's do that one. Let's do, all right. Again, we could click M for help. Um, we're going to only be worrying about a few of these options here. We have the D for delete. We're going to mainly N for partition, print for partition table, and you can change the partition type. This is the one we're going to be using as well. Especially this one for T, we're going to be using to change the type to a swap. All right. So this is kind of the same similar format as this is just creating partitions in general. So what we're going to do, we're going to use N to create a new partition. All right. So we are going to default to primary. All right. And we're going to accept the default. We're going to accept the default partition number. All right. And the first sector, we're going to create the first sector. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the size of this. We're going to plus 2G. All right. So we created a new partition, one type of Linux, and the size 2GB. So next we are going to change the type partition type to swap. So we're inside fdisk here already. So we're going to type T. All right, select the partition hex code or alias type L for list all. So we're going to use to type the list. So if you see here, this is the Linux code here, and swap for is 82. Extended is 5. So what we are worried about in this lab here is 82. So we're going to 82. All right. So if you notice, change the partition type Linux to Linux swap slash Solaris. All right. So we have made so if we want to view this, there it is. There's the type. So we want to write to this. So we don't want to quit and leave because it will remove all this. So let's make sure we write. All right. So that has been that we have saved it. It's written it. All right. So let's do this. So we want to refresh the partition table. So to tell Linux to reread the partition table. So what we're going to do is in a command called, we're going to use part probe. Sorry. Part probe. All right. All right, probe. Unable to open. The open read only. Okay. All right. I'm not too worried about that, but we probably don't need it. So let's lsblk. All right. Now you see this is that swap. So, but you notice it's not, we don't have swap next to it. So, all right. So let's format the partition. Let's format it as swap. So we're going to initialize a new partition as swap. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to mk make swap. All right, /dev slash, let's copy. So that's going to be the NVMe. Let's just copy that. I do not want to mess that up. So let's copy that, paste that there, make swap. There it is. So we made that swap. So here it is. This is important here, the UID. So we're going to grab that information here. Let's paste that here. Copy, I'm sorry. Let's copy it here. All right. So now, we're going to enable the swap partition. All right. So that command, we're going to use a command called named swap on, and we're going to specify. Let's oh, you know what? Let's go back and let's go ahead the easy way here. Let's all right, let's go on, swap on, then here. All right, turn that swap on. Boom. All right. So let's go to swap verify on dash dash show. There it is. All right. So we can also check using free dash H. You notice the difference? There it is. All right. So, all right. So it's working. All right. So let's find, now this is what we want to do. So let's find, we want to find the block ID. So this is very important because when we want to make it persistent, we're going to use this. This is the engineering way. Not only just that, this is the preferred way. Best, best practices. So let's go BLK ID. All right, and we're going to specify. Let me do this the back easy one again. So I'm going to specify. All right, BLK ID and Control E for the end. Oh, fat finger that one. BLK ID. Don't want to do that. There it is. There is that number. So let's copy that. I believe I did that again. Well, let's just copy it in the meantime. All right. So we copied that. So now we want to make it persistent. So as you've seen from the previous videos, to make it persistent, you want to add to the same file we had the last two videos. This is, please do not miss this, make this memory for you. So let's go to Vim, all right, /etc. This should be in your dreams right here, fs tab. All right. So if you notice here, got the swap here. Got to remove that from earlier. I was testing this out earlier, but nonetheless, we're not too worried about it right now. All right. So want to here, want to copy, want to paste here. All right. Let's make sure we've removed the quotes. All right. So here. All right. Let's make this none. None. All right. Swap. All right. Defaults. All right. Defaults. All right. 0, 0. All right. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and remove this entry here because I don't need this one. I think I already removed it from the previous. All right. There we should be good to go. All right. So let's escape. All right. So we're going to control semicolon. Oh. All right. Control WQ. All right. So this is how it is supposed to look. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's clear the screen here. All right. So we want to test. So before rebooting to test it, we're gonna use we're so but so we're gonna turn on all them entries back on essentially. So to turn off to test your configuration, so we wanna let's turn swap off. So we're gonna use can swap off. All right, swap off slash yeah, let me make it the easier way again. Just can just do this. All right, all right, swap off. All right, swap off. All right. Now, we want to turn all swap entries from fs/fs tab back on. So the command would be to swap on dash A. All right. So to verify, swap on dash dash show. There we go. All right. So usually if you type in this swap on slash A and if you get an error, it will let you know that. So, but we know we created this, we so it's we got it on now. It's showing. So, so what we want to do is we show this, it's validated. So now what we want to do, let's go ahead and let's re let's reboot the system. Hold on, let's see. So ls be okay. Look, look, there you go. See here, it's swap. This is what we want to see. So it worked. So again, this pretty simple, but again, you're gonna get some questions in RHCSA. I'm sure that are gonna be lengthy or but this is pretty much it. It's pretty kind of comes with a pattern, steps that you got to do, just no different than the partition lab or the logical volume lab. It's pretty much the same kind of format there. So you're going to use the fsdisk command to create the partition. Once you in the command mode, you're going to use create. You're going to go through the same type of command steps. The only difference is you know, with this one is you're going to need to change the file type, the partition type from Linux to swap. Everything else, as far as making it persistent after boot, if you because you're going to get a question probably more say we're going to create a partition, make it persistent. So what that means is you're going to update the /etc/fstab file. And the best recommended way is using the UID. So if you do not know the UID, you can always type in the block ID command and be specific and type in the path of what that disk name. So it will definitely give you the UID. So thank you guys. I wanted to keep this short, but thank you guys for just joining and continue your support. Thank you guys for just learning RHCSA right along with me. I hope this helps someone out there. And thank you guys. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. And let's go. Let's get this RHCSA. Thank you. Bye bye.